Greetings, mortals. I am Natus, one of the rulers of the underworld, or specifically the ruler of Manga Hell. And today we will be reacting to the newest chapter of One Piece, chapter 161. I feel like I skipped a number, but who the fuck is? It probably wasn't anything important or groundbreaking or 5 weeks of discussion material. Well, let's not focus on that, and let's just focus on this chapter, which is titled Egghead The Island of the Future. Egghead? Really? That's the future? I mean, granted, it's better than what's in the future for Manga Hell, but I thought Egghead would be something else. Like, maybe, granted, it could just be a translation thing, but I don't know, just calling it Egghead just feels like really weird. Granted, to be fair, scientists are usually represented with eggheads, but still, it's kind of a weird thing. Well, anyways, let's actually go into chapter and not discuss the weird name for an island. Anyways, we start with the cover page where we have the continuation of the Germa's cold-blooded voyage, as we have saying, "Time to escape! Ninja and Yunji are free!" As we see Reiju flying behind, as we see Caesar, I guess, being behind the middle, but I guess kind of being protected by Ichiji, Niji, and Yunji. I'm not sure, maybe he's just like flying that direction with the Renju being the cover fire, since I don't think the other ones have like long range. Like, yeah, Yunji has this lynch ability, but that's like, alright, you can still grab it. Well, Reiju I think has that like a poison thing. But yeah, anyways, let's go to the proper story. As then we have Luffy as he's holding Chopper as he's going to one arm. I guess there actually was something important from the last chapter to talk about, but who cares? Saying out as we have the national saying, hurtling through the air. As then we have Chopper screaming, she just popped out of the water! As then we see a Juri Bonnie in her child form? Alright, that it requires a few explanations. As she's being grabbed by Luffy's hand, and like, Koof, Pen! As they are trying to be like, actually, I think it's supposed to be Dawn and be like, Koof, I'm safe! Who is there? I guess she didn't realize the Straw Pirates being there. Okay, ready for insanity, my dear. As then we have, I guess, Chopper or Luffy, someone saying, wait, where did that monster go? Then we have Joy by looking down, and she's like, it's still below us! As she screams that, as in she screams, look down! And I'm not sure if no one can hear her or if they're just too distracted by this ridiculousness, which that's what they shouldn't be, honestly. But we have Nami be like, good, she seems safe, but... And Zoro be like, just how far is Luffy gonna keep flying? We have Finker I think that Ron's trying to say something. I guess they can't hear it, as I have Robin saying, she said, oh, maybe Luffy was on side. She said, look down! As we look down, as we see a giant shark going there to consume the Thousand Sunny, which is, well, like, that's impressive. There's this big of a shark. And then we're like, ah! As someone's like, there's something scary beneath us! As I was like, let's scream before it surfaces! Let's cry before it surfaces, but they are screaming pretty much what they do. They managed to dodge this giant shark as it's just barely, like, ah! As that Zoro getting more serious than he was doing Onigashima raid, as he's like, what the hell's that thing? A shark? No, it's too big and it's made of metal! So yeah, as then we have Frankie screaming, someone screaming, hold on tight, it's gonna be a rough landing! I guess that's Jimbei. As if Jimbei looking to where Luffy, Bonnie, and Chopper was, jumping is like, not good, Luffy and the others fell into the sea! Which it was because they're all down producers! Why are there so many down producers here? As we see them splashing, as they have Jimbei, Frankie, take their helm! Steer the ship over to us! As the Frankie's like, you got it! So yes, then we have Jimmy going there to save them, since he's the only option they really have. I mean, Havoc, who is literally useless because of the Doubtful abilities. Granted, most of the Doubtful ability ones have been in the sea, but still. Anyways, then we have them screaming, key attach, as they have Frankie using key attachment, as then we see like a roller coming down. Well, I think 2 rows coming down to like have like a little fan to move around it or faster to get away from the shark. As first comes Rabbit, screw propeller. So yeah, that's the name of it. As he's moving faster, then we see the shark being like beep, 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 and then locking down on where the found those frozen sun is. It's opening mouth and revealing a cannon, just like Queen had. So yeah, and then it sends those I think 2 missiles in the frozen sun's direction, and actually blows it up in the air. It's like yeah. As then we someone on the frozen sun be like, what was that? As then we have the Fontaine keeling over. As then we have some fucking be like, oh crap! As something like, we are capsizing! As we see them all falling down. As we have, as then we see them, the ship being thrown in water. It sounds like, Robin-chan! Nami-san! As they're about to sinking. It's gonna find out this is giving them more danger than the fucking beast pirates. Although seriously, Sanjay, I know you like Nami more than Robin, but can you please save Robin Ben faster and Brooke? Because those two cannot swim. Like those two are literally that. Well, if they stay in the water too long. And they can't even move. And they have Jinbei flying towards them as he sees Bonnie, Luffy, and Chopper in the water. As Jinbei's like, Luffy, Chopper, don't worry, I'm here. And then we have Jinbei grabbing all 3 of them. As Jinbei's like, that noisy, it sounds like an explosion. Hang on there. There, you 3. We are heading up. And then we have Jinbei swimming up. As then he goes up the water to see what's going on. And then Jinbei's like, oh my, what tremendous current. Steering a ship in this is next to impossible. So I guess Jinbei would be able to stir it, but it's just he's not on the ship right now. As he sees the shark showing up and with a cannon getting ready to blow it, as Jimmy's like, As then we see the shark flying at Jinbei, Jimmy's like, a cannon! Everyone hold your breath, we are going to dive! As then we see Chopper, Luffy, and Bunny, all of them having the same kind of all of them trying to grab as much air as they can, which they're already exhausted and, well, their energy's already drained, but still they have to. And Jimmy's like, here we go! As they go into the water again, as Jimmy's like, he's gonna go through the long way around the water. As then we have the shark, or maybe this might be 2 different sharks, but I think it's supposed to be the same shark. All of them, the shark going back to the Thousand Sunny's area, as he starts to have a giant grin on his face. As look at the Thousand Sunny, one of the shark heads like, the waves are too strong. We can't get back up. So yes, then we have the shark slipping his tongue out because yes, I'm gonna eat something. Which again, just here, even Yonkos are inferior to robot sharks. Then we see a mecha behind the shark as it's looking at the shark looking back at it and like, oh fuck! As then we have the mecha punching the mecha shark to the ground or being it. As then we see all the straw heads being on the water, and we have Usopp starting to sink. Also, Usopp is holding Brook, so I guess there's some logic there. And I think Sanji is holding Robin, which is again smart. As then we cut to a nearby island, G14 naval base. As we see the G base, which is actually something I don't think have seen that many times. Like I know there's a filler arc about a I think G5 base, but I don't think there was any other bases ever revealed, or at least nothing more than just like a base of operation for characters to talk to. Anyways, we then see a familiar face that we haven't seen in since the beginning of the time skip, honestly, in the way you think about it, or since we entered the new world, as we have Navy HQ Captain Tashigi, as we see her saying, be good boys and girls now, it's medicine time! As then we see the giant kids that were on Punk Hazard drinking their stuff, as they're also like, it's icky, it's medicine, it's disgusting! As then we have one of the kids be like, I'm only drinking this because Tashiki-san told so. Ugh. We also see some Marines helping to the children. As they have one other kid be like, it's yucky. As they have someone else be like, blah. As then we see, I think, one of the named children be like, we've all shrunk quite a lot, haven't we? As we see the giant girl holding Tashiki's hand, as Tashiki's like, absolutely, I hardly recognize you, Mocha. So yeah, I guess now we're gonna have a Straw Hat and Tashigi reunion. I'm guessing Smoker's also there, but he is probably doing something more important. I mean, he is a vice captain. Anyway, they will see a new character there. She's like, Tashigi, have you got a sec? As we see this new woman that has like a more punk look to herself, which to if it does make sense, since I think that is the kind of group they were leading. But I'm curious why this person is there in this kind of crew, on this kind of island. So what we find out later, as we have G40 Commander Vice Admiral Dole. All right, moving on with a few things. As then we have the Dole saying, "It's that past Hamapo. Can't you do something about him?" So yeah, I guess we're going back to immediately to the to Hamapo and Kobe and Blackbeard situation, or at least we're gonna find out more stuff about that. As we have Toshigi saying to her, "You know I can't. His best friend's life's on the line, and I'm worried about Captain Kobe too. He's our junior as a Marine after all." So she's like understanding while Doll is kind of like the non-caring one, which to be fair does make sense for her being the doll. Anyways, then we have Kalmepo, another captain, crying with bawling his eyes like, "Oh, please, you have to listen. I'm begging you. We're all on the same side, right?" Then Navy HQ Lieutenant Commander Sold Kalmepo, as they see another captain, under captain revealed in this chapter be like Navy HQ Commander Sword. I guess this girl's also a member of the Sword organization. And I think this is the first time we actually got to reveal that Hamapo was also a member. As this girl's name is Hibari. And she's like, "I second this, you hear? I own Kobe Senpai." So I guess this may be another thing about the Rocky Port incident. As we see the two people that they are bagging, as we have someone's, we have, I think, Hibari saying, "You have to come with us to Pirate Island, Prince." And someone's like, "Please, Prince, we need you." Who the fuck names their kids Prince? I mean, to be fair, one parents did name their kids Who's Who, so I guess that makes sense, but still, it's kind of weird. And then we have this Prince person talking to us like, "Pirate Island, that's Emperor Blackbeard Storm Turf. We'll be swarmed by pirates if we stick our nose into that beehive. That's why it's called Hachinosu." As we see Prince, Navy HQ Rear Admiral Sword Prince Bruce, as he's sitting there, as he looks like the mafia dude, who I actually think is the same guy who was in that in the previous cover story with Beiji, the guy who kidnapped Lola and beat the shit out of what was his name? Vito is the guy with giant hands, the guy with a machine gun for an arm. So yeah, I guess that explains why he got the chance to beat the shit out of one of the upper ranks of the fighting pirates because because he's actually a more important captain amongst the Marines. I mean, well, more important with air quotes. We also see his kind of band, which we see like three muscle bound guys and one chick next to him. As then we have Hannah be like, "Egghead so close to us. Why can't we deploy a Seraphim?" So yeah, I guess this is where they have a bunch of Seraphins there. So I guess he's the guy using the logic of Seraphins. As they have Prince saying, "Are you crazy? Both of you calm down. At the moment we can't get a hold of Drake either." So I guess that's a bit of a weird status update on Drake. So I guess Drake is still unable to respond, which makes me wonder if he's dead or if he's just somewhere else. I do wonder if we're gonna get him. Maybe we're gonna have him be join up with this group as well, since they're aware of him. I'm not sure exactly. And then we have Prince be like, "We're in no position to act right now. Is that clear?" So I guess he's gonna be the voice of reason in this group. As there we have Luffy's group, as we cut to a random cave in a mountain, or in an island. As there we have the Joy Boy screaming, "How can you not know who I am? I'm part of the War Generation just like you. We were both on submarine 2 years ago." As then we have Chop, I'm guessing Chop like, "Oh, you're part of it too." As then we see Joy Bonnie in her main form, sitting there, she's drying her clothes a bit, and she's naked waist up, and she's like, "Don't forget we're enemies, and the name's Bonnie. Still, thanks for saving my bacon back there." And then we have Luffy all comes like, "Don't sweat it, Buggy, Buggy, Bonnie, Buggy." I guess that makes sense, but I do want to know that's not gonna get confusing with Buggy. But still. Anyways, I gonna just gotta get into that whole name thing quickly. Anyways, then we have Luffy like just to waving his shirt around as the Chopper's like also like shaking around. As Luffy like, it's so cold. As then Julie be like, are you seriously an emperor now? Which is true. Anyway, there his body is like shaking her clothes off as well as Jinbei. She's like, "What's the deal with your wanted poster, anyways? I thought your hair was white now. They made you quite a stir about it in the papers, you know." Seriously, someone was going to, why is hair white? Why is hair white? Which okay, to be fair, I get the war garment being the way they were, but white the rest were like I don't really get that part. As if Luffy would be like, "Oh, that's just how I look when I'm totally free." Gear 5, basically. As they're by me again to be like, what's that supposed to mean? Anyway, aren't you worried about the rest of your crew? As then Luffy just be like, they'll figure it out. She. We get this like every hour, for God's sakes. As then by be like, I can't believe you've got an Eye of the Sea with you too. Referring to Jinbei. Which, to be fair, I feel like there were probably rumors about him working for the Straw Hats because of the whole Marine-Ford War thing, but I guess that's not something that's all that believed yet. Anyways, there we have Jimmy saying, since we are on the subject, what happened to your ship and crew? Since she mentioned that whole thing, which I think that her crew actually was imprisoned or in Impel or something. Anyways, they have Boy say, I came alone. That metal monster back there gobbled my sheep. That reminds me, I'm starving. And she's putting on her shirt on. So yeah, I guess she's again like I guess she was just traveling solo the whole time, which I guess is very impressive. I don't know what kind of ship she was having at the point that she was using it on her own, that she could sail on her own because ships require crews and all that. So yeah. Anyways, then we have as she says that Luffy responding the same thing. He's like, let's go find a restaurant. I'm hungry too. And then Chopper be like, oh, do you have any money on you, Luffy? Whatever money Luffy had is probably destroyed at this point. And then Julie be like, you bowhead, don't you have a clue, do you? You're not gonna find any food joints here. As they're like, huh? Where are we then? As then we have Drip saying, this is a government island. Do I have to spell everything out? We're on Egghead, the island that's said to be 500 years in the future. Dr. Vegapunk's research lab is based here. And then we have, I think Jim may be like, Vegapunk, I know that name. Or Chopper, one or two. And then we have, be like, Vegapunk's the reason I'm here. We've got business. So I guess Jury has something to talk to with Vegapunk, which raises the question about the relationship and namely the situation going on here. Which, now I think about this, I guess means that does she in the group on or here? I'm not sure exactly. So anyways, then we see a bit of a shot of the island, and we actually do seem like what looks like a cracked egg, with a bit of like that speed that has around, I think, Jupiter or something. I don't really know. Then we cut back to the sea as we have the giant mecha holding the Thousand Sunny as it's looking down there. As we have Fekir having the star eyes like, ja, ja. As we have Lami looking up at Zoro panting, Usopp also having the same reaction as Frankie. Giant robot! As then we have Kabu being there. I'm guessing either he's still in a barrel, he got out of it somehow. As then we have Robin looking there. As then we have someone saying, God, this won't do it all. It's another failure. I wonder why though. Perhaps overriding primal desire is something impossible? Future plot points, themes, and statements. As we say, this person coming from the helmet. As we have Sanji be like, somebody's coming out. As they see this female coming out as she's putting her as she's taking her helmet off, and she's like, how utterly vexing. As we have Frankie back, thanks for saving us. Who are even ever are you? As we have this woman saying, I ordered the mecha shark to scout, report, and fire, but if it keeps destroying trying to eat ships, there won't be anything left to salvage. I must have bungled the programming, which is very true. Anyways, then she takes her helmet off as we see this, like, the standard One Piece hourglass female figure with a weird kind of, the weird kind of skin type, science suit on, with as well as a jacket, as well as it seems like one of side of her hair being colored by hair, or yeah, it's the best female design in my opinion. And she's like, "Forgive me, but did you say I saved you? Oh, you naive pirates! I work for the government, despite my mediocrity." Mediocrity? Yeah, because what we find out immediately, I don't think it's mediocrity, although maybe she's self-insulting. As she always says, they like to call me their scientific genius. You can call me Dr. Vegapunk. As we have all of them reacting like right now, what? As we have them saying, oh, expect that, and break next week. So yeah, this female is Dr. Vegapunk. Now, there is some discussion about what exactly is going on here because, well, the premise behind Dr. Vegapunk has always been it's an old dude because everyone, I think, everyone when they refer to Vegapunk was like as an old dude, and there's probably some kanji thing as well. How there's a kanji thing even a bit earlier when she starts speaking with it referring to like old timer speech. So there's a bit of a question on that side. My guess it's maybe Dr. Vegapunk has either found a way to like clone himself in different body structures, and this one's like the female one because it says like a punk 2 on the on her boobs basically. So it's something it's that. Maybe it's like a Dr. Vegapunk was dying because he was referred to as an old man. So it's like a new body she got. Like Punk 2 is basically like, alright, this body's dying. Time to find a new body. Here, this female body is gonna be my new body. Someone, take my brain out and put it in there. Or something like that. Maybe this Dr. Vegapunk, after the whole mad situation with Judge and Queen, ended the way it did, because I don't think we actually got reveal what exactly happened ever. Whatever, and that decided that he wants assistance, but he thinks that people who aren't him are gonna be less trustworthy and more dangerous and could negatively affect the world government. So he decided to maybe just clone himself a bunch of people who think the same way as him, but they can like assist with other projects and all that stuff, which does make sense. Which makes no think there's gonna be like a Punk 4 Vegapunk that's gonna be a big muscular dude, a Punk 5 Vegapunk that's gonna be, like a very elegant type of gentleman type of guy. But I don't know. We have to wait and see. Now, there's also some question about where does Vegapunk lie in terms of her loyalty in this case. And again, it's kind of skeptical. Maybe she's like works for the world government, but because she likes world government. Well, maybe she works for the world government because she does see the logic behind it. But she herself does not agree with the Celestial Dragons because again, there sounds to be like some weird relationship with revolutionaries. Maybe it's like she works for the world government because she does find a structure with a bunch of kings meeting together and discussing policies good. She agrees with the sword because they, what the merge should be, and then she agrees with the revolutionaries because they want to remove the evil parts of the world government. Maybe that's one of those types of things. I don't know. We'll have to. I'm guessing we're gonna get the answers pretty soon. Because anything we know in this arc at least. Well, anyways, I hope you like this chapter reaction. I hope you leave your thoughts in this chapter in the comments below. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to this channel for more videos in the future. And that's it. I cannot wait to see all of you mortals next time. Goodbye.